Welcome to Growth Lab Sessions Season 2. I'm Joao, CEO of Stealth White Label Agency, and my mission is simple, is to help marketing agencies grow and build sustainable success. All right, so our guest today is Gabriel, founder of Waze Media, helping brokers and loan officers grow their businesses. Gabe has been able to create his agency as a performance-driven agency that has built systems and ads powered by AI to help his niche generate success online. Gabriel, welcome to Growth Lab Sessions. Are you ready to take it to the lab?
Let's go, baby.
All right, awesome. So let's jump right into it. Today's episode is so sick for people that are really interested in what you should be interested in right now, which is AI, right? Now, how do you give AI all of the context that it needs to give you the right answers? You've probably experienced putting whatever prompt into AI and getting a generic response, right? And some people will say that AI doesn't work. AI is not very good. It doesn't write copy. It doesn't build offers that are very good. However, it's great. You're just doing it wrong. And for you to do it right, Gabe is going to walk us through how to create the whole infrastructure that you need in order for AI to understand your business. And now that it understands your business, it gives you the best solutions to whatever problems you want to fix. So, Gabe, let's walk us through, and feel free to add anything of like, what are we going to be doing and how has this AI brain helped your agency with any processes and results?
Yeah, absolutely. Dude, thanks for the intro. So yeah, there's a lot of noise right now, man. Honestly, like when you go online searching anything about AI, it is like there's a lot of fluff, right? Some people think AI of the future is developing a voice agents, automations. However, I feel like for CEOs, entrepreneurs, or even just, any type of business, the power is actually in learning and also being able to speed track your success into giving you information and understanding more about your business and be able to feel that to yourself, right? I think that AI is eventually going to be at that point where it could just do all the work for you. It might as well be right now, but I think as a solopreneur, an entrepreneur, any type of position you are in business, you can leverage this in such powerful ways to like literally have like speed in your business, right? And so I've been able to use this AI or different AI tools for my business to give me the right answers I need to create the right copies, scripts, and marketing pieces that has helped generate hundreds of thousands in revenue. So I'll show you exactly how to do that, and most importantly, just the right framework so you can implement it at any part of your business, right? So what you're going to learn here is not just as simple like, okay, I'm going to teach you how to create your own script. I'm going to show you exactly what to do, how to use it in the best way possible to maximize the results you get out of it, okay? So yeah, I mean, we could jump right on in, share my screen a bit, and then go from there, right?
Yeah, let's do it. So let's share the screen. And guys, this is Growth Lab Sessions Season 2. Season 2 is meant to be really about practical steps of things you could do right now. So this is going to be a mini course. Now we're going to be learning about, how to create the AI brain. And then we're going to be jumping on 2 different sections of videos that are going to come out next following weeks about how to use this AI brain now that you have it built and get it to do different things for you. So the 2 things that we're going to be touching on is going to be creating offers specific to your business and creating content, right? So that it works. Okay, so I'm going to be just asking random questions as in the viewers so I can learn along with you guys. And then Gabriel is just going to be taking over, sharing his screen, and let's go.
Let's collaborate, all right? We're going to free flow here. We're going to have some fun, okay?
Yeah.
So I had, and mind you, just to show you how great this is I actually used AI to create this presentation. All right, so proof is in the pudding. All right, so go to pull this up. It's a documentation here. We're just going to go over ideas, and then we're going to go ahead and build it out together. Okay, so like João said, we're going to go over the offer and also creating content. And so we have to understand what we need to prompt the AI with in order to maximize this. Now, what I'm about to show you as well is a way in a system so that you build it once and then you don't really have to just go through that whole prompting every single time. So in other words, once you finish building the system, you're going to be able to print scripts on demand at any moment's notice. Literally at any moment's notice, you're going to print, right? And so we have to use the right tools. Now, the tools I like to use the most is Manus and Poppy AI, okay? If you want to use Poppy, I'm going to put my freaking affiliate link here. Use it if you want to, use it if you don't. I'm going to, if you want to pass the love back and reciprocity, I'm all about it. But we'll go over this. So how to create the AI brain. So we're going to be creating a brain in our own AI kind of system, right? And then we're going to go over how we're going to be able to use that brain, okay? So first we need to collect data, all right? So we need to fuel the engine with data. We need to build it the right way in the right infrastructure. I'm gonna give you a quick sneak peek of what this looks like just so you can kind of get some context of what I'm talking about here. And so for example, I'll show you my ad brain right here. And you can see it's very messy and complicated, looks like a mess. I'm gonna make it super simple for you just so you can understand what it's gonna come out to look like, right? So step one, let's talk about actually the data we need to collect before we even start building anything. All right. Whether you're building contents, whether you're just developing marketing or marketing creatives, creating an offer for your business, if you want to get business advice on where your business should go, what problems you should be solving, things like that, or even as simple as building systems, right? I'm a big system guy, and I think that is the only way you can scale now. Really, any business really can scale is through systems. And so you could use this for that as well, right? Okay, sweet. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna give you this document. You guys can throw it in the description. I think you want to throw it on there.
Yeah.
And you'll see exactly the main points. Like if we're gonna create content, what do we need to give AI to understand about our business as our identity to make sure we're creating the right content pieces? First, right, a mission statement, right? Your tonality of voice. We'll show you how to actually build this. The one belief, right? Examples of content that you do admire, whether it's examples of different influencers, the tonality of voice, what content they're making, right? And then also you could fuel the engine with a bunch of different previous pieces of content, right? I'm not the content wizard, quite frankly. I use this primarily for marketing, but they kind of go hand in hand with each other if you think about it, right? Like what's your mission? What's your unique mechanism? What's the offer? What's your one belief, right? So this is all things that you need to go through and build before we can start using this. Okay. If you're doing business development, right? What's your offer? What's your client profile? What are your operational costs? What's your churn analysis? Why are your clients churning at what rate? Okay. What are your current financials? What's your history, your business KPIs? You can imagine if you took all this data and gave it to AI and had this kind of bot, if you will, at any point, if you have a problem in your business, it knows more and better than you do because it's leveraging a lot of different resources beyond what you understand. So now instead of being able to pay crazy prices for masterminds and $10,000 coaching programs, you can get straight advice from Alex Hormozi himself, literally, okay? So that's just to show you the power of this and what you could do with it. So it's up to you to be creative and figure out what you're gonna do. I'm gonna show you how to build it now, okay? All right, so basically what we're gonna do is build out first the marketing piece or the content piece. You can use it for both, okay? So we're gonna need the right documentation to prepare to launch this brain, right? So what do we need? Let's talk about first our ICP, right? We need to really deep down understand who our ideal user is or our clients or the viewer is. What are the emotions they feel? What are their ultimate desires? And really create this analysis or to really create this analysis for the AI to use in the future, right? So I'll show you kind of what we do, right? So first thing we're gonna do is build out a marketing piece for create our brain for marketing content, right? So we need to fuel the engine with the right information, right? So let's start with the ICP, right? We're going to create each documentation and I'm going to show you what it looks like in my business so that you can basically replicate it for yours, right? So the ICP is basically your ideal customer profile, right? What is the analysis behind your user, your client, your viewer, right? We need to understand their emotional drivers and what their ultimate desire is. Okay, so this is an example from my document as we work with loan officers in the reverse mortgage space, right? So these individuals have maybe a completely different emotional profile than maybe a skateboarder who wants to learn how to skate, right? So this is important for you and your business to really spend hour. This is going to be an hour brainstorm process because you want to make sure what you're going to give to AI is going to be as useful or as practical or useful as possible, right? Okay, so you're going to see here, right? When I'm going through our 3-layer buyer analysis. I'll have João go ahead and I'm going to throw some resources where you can pull that and actually use AI to build it with you, right? Okay.
Yeah.
What are the core frustrations of your client, right? Like for our clients, it's inconsistency in the business, right? They don't know how to generate their own leads. They don't know how to have predictability in their business, right? And what emotions do they get out of that? What are their core desires? What are their objections they may have for your product, right? This is so powerful for AI to really understand so that when you're creating the marketing pieces, the content pieces, it's speaking directly to your user. So this is a very, very, very important piece to it, is really digging deep, really, really deep, and peeling each layer of the onion of your ICP, right? And so I'm going to give out, João, you'll have a document on this. You guys can just literally copy and paste it into your own business, okay?
Yeah, and like so far, Gabe has talked about a few different resources, and I'll make sure to put the Manus and Poppy, if he has the affiliate links for that, so you guys can help him out for doing this for free for you guys. So free content here. So and then there's also some other resources like the doc, some prompts to help you just put in this prompt in ChatGPT and then just answer along. And something that I've done in these brainstorming sessions with AI is just to turn on my audio, like my microphone, right? When I'm inside of ChatGPT. And he just asks me like 50 questions and I'm like, okay, let me answer one by one by voice. So if you're willing to do that, it's going to take 1 hour of your time. That's going to make all of the results because it's going to be stored in the memory. And then you can ask any question off of that. Like, Gabe, do you think that's a good process, by the way?
Yeah, like to do this all to the top of your dome, it's going to take a while. Use AI,
Yeah.
right? I remember back when AI started really getting popular, they were all saying, "Oh, the future is prompt engineering." Now
Yeah.
you just use AI for prompt engineering. I don't engineer my own prompts. I go to AI to generate the prompts, and you'll see when I build this that a lot of it you're using AI with you.
Yeah.
To rely on AI to think for you is the problem that people make. We're using AI to think with you. So
Mm.
that's the biggest thing that I think that people get wrong is just relying completely on AI. You're gonna have to use this and go do reiterations and really feel it. It's a process, right? That's why it's super important when you do build this, you have to put your attention to it. You can't just wing it and just throw it in there because you're not gonna get the results that you want from it. And so it's important what we give AI is as accurate and clear as possible and not overloading with too much information. We want to make it as clear as day for them, all right? For them, him, whoever AI is. But yeah, you nailed it on the head. You definitely want to use AI to help you build this as it's going to construct it in the way that you need to have it for AI, right? So yeah, anyhow, that's exactly what you want to do is just, we'll give you the resources, right? For the 3-layer buyer analysis, I'll give you the documentation I use to actually build this one. And then you could just give all the information to your business and build this document, all right? And this is just one of the many documents you might need for this, right? What's your mission, right? And if I go into my mission here, company mission statement. Yeah. So for the company mission statement, what's your ultimate mission, right? Our mission as a business and as a company is to transform the reverse mortgage industry, right? Not to get all nerdy about the financial sector of reverse mortgages, but there is a lot of problems in that industry from the consumer side, from the B2B side, and my mission is to ultimately change it, right? And so this is what you need to do for yourself. It's figure out what your ultimate North Star is for your business and what you really want to make a change in this world. And so that when you're making the content and when AI is understanding, looking through this documentation, it's going to be able to create the content in the right direction for you, right? Another huge one. We can even go through every single document here, but I'm just going to give you a list of them, right? You have to do your core belief statement. Your high ticket offer. What is your offer you're offering? Like what makes you different than all the other businesses, right? So on this document here that Joan's going to give you, you're going to have every single checkpoint, every single document you need to have. All right. I'll even go to extent to make sure that you guys have the right prompt so that you can prompt AI or GPT Manus with the right questionnaire so that you can create this documentation. Okay.
As you're saying, as you're seeing, Gabe has a lot of different documents that he's feeling his AI with, right? And so we're going to be looking through some of them. And then he's going to show an overview of the other ones. But as you can see, this is not a simple like prompt that you put into GPT and it gives you like amazing information. I'm seeing like 15 different documents about his agency, right? So this is actually what it takes, in my opinion. Gabe, you can speak on that. But this is what it takes, in my opinion, to actually build an AI brain for your agency, right? When we're talking about building an AI brain for your agency and generating results, I mean, Gabe has sold hundreds of thousands of dollars for his services for his agency. We're not talking about a few documents with one prompt that's going to be done in an hour, right? If you actually want to have results, this is what it takes.
Right. Exactly. You're not gonna be able to skirt away by just going to GPT and say, hey, using Hormozy framework, create a script for this, right? You're gonna get very, very basic content pieces, right? And you're probably noticing that on your For You page right now, that you're seeing a lot of scripts, a lot of content that you could just tell AI wrote it. There's no really deep creative process behind it. And so this is something that I think it's one of the biggest investments you can make for your time, because you're buying, it's the simple principles of business where you delegate, right? You're going to get a VA, a media buyer, whomever, right? This is part of this delegation process of you working faster and not harder, right? Smarter, not harder, whatever you call it. Okay, so let's just jump into some of the documentation. I'll show you how I structure the documentation. What are the information on there that you can use for your business, right? So we'll start off with this, right? If we're creating a marketing piece or a content piece, we're gonna need some basic, information about your business. Now, we're not gonna just throw it all into one long piece of document that now AI has to sort through. We're gonna have documents that are niche focused, right? Or niche focused or topic focused. So that when AI is, and I'm going to show you when we construct the brain, it knows where to find each piece of material in there. Does it make sense? So first, as I said, we work in the reverse mortgage space, right? So we work with brokerages and loan officers in growing their business through marketing and different, automations, tech, all that, right? So first we need to figure out what our belief statement is, right? What are the things that the market believes versus what the market believes their problem is versus their actual problem, right? What is your main interest, or what's your main mechanism that's going to help them get to the end result that you're offering, right? And so you could go into here and look into the fundamental truth. Again, we'll give you all the prompts every day to ask the right questions for you to make it the documentations for your business. Okay, the one solution, right, for me is volume is a new mechanism, right? The new opportunity, generating high volume inbound preseason leads, is the only reliable path to success in a challenged market, right? In our industry, the market is very volatile, right? It's not like, being a roofer or anything like that. Being a loan officer is a tough life, right? Your business is propped against the market. So the secret against, and having consistency in your business is high volume of qualified leads. So that's one of our mission or our beliefs, okay? And so you can do the same thing for your business, right? And then you'll have a company mission statement, right? What is the mission that you're trying to serve? What's your ultimate mission that you're trying to serve, right? What is really your North Star, right? Our North Star is transforming the whole reverse mortgage business entirely, right? From the consumer side to also the business side. Because there's a lot of problems that need to be fixed in this industry that no one else is doing, that our mission is to solve, right?
Gabe, do you actually need to put in all of that stuff, like mission statement? Is that going to really change the output of, if you're asking to create copy for your agency?
No, I don't think so. I'll be straight. Your mission.
Maybe it does, in a sense that you're saying okay, recreate my website, and then it can take whatever you.
Yeah. The thing is, it's not going to make a night and day difference into the piece. If you leave out your company mission statement, you're probably going to get some good material for your content. The reason why I
Yeah.
put my mission statement there is much more than just, hey, let's get a piece out. It's so I can be flexible and like use it for different purposes in the business. If you're talking about
So you're
specific
just like
content,
you just want to cover all your bases essentially.
yes, you do. You
Yeah.
want to have this documentation either way, right? Even if AI wasn't existent, you should have this. You should have clarity in your business. Like
Right.
once I made this documentation a while back, I really felt like I knew what I was working towards. If you're just creating a business like, hey, I want to make money, hell yeah. Without an ultimate purpose, like where are you really going? You know what I mean? Like I feel like entrepreneurs, like obviously we all want to make money, but the entrepreneurs who really kill it in life are the ones with a higher purpose beyond money, right? And so creating that purpose for yourself and for your business, I think is going to be huge, not just for yourself, but also like for this AI. And I think creating like different documentation, having this mission statement is going to give it like guardrails on where it should go, right?
Yeah.
You want laws. You know what I mean? It'll know more about you. So yes, I think it does make a difference as a whole. But if you're looking just to make a quick content piece, probably not going to make the biggest deal. So
Yeah.
I think that it should be added for sure. Either way, just my
Okay.
opinion. This is what's going to make a big difference, though. 3-layer buyer analysis. Understanding your ICP. This is actually going to make a huge difference into your content, right? Because if you want to know the different layers of, we call it 3 layers, like almost like peeling an onion, right? You get closer and closer to their ultimate core desire as a buyer, right? What are their pain points? What are they really feeling inside when they make the purchase? What are their fears? What are their desires? You know what I mean? So this is something that I'm going to have Joel send out to you guys so you can build it yourself and prompt you the right questions to make sure you can create the best documentation for yourself on this.
Yeah,
right?
it's gonna be in the description of this video, by the way, guys.
Yep, exactly. So, for example, layer 1, who are they, right? What is their role? What's their primary responsibilities? What are the key challenges, success metrics? If you're doing content for skateboarders, right? You could probably you can riff this off. You don't even need AI. You'll be able to understand your ICP of a skater, right? For us as loan officers, right? So they're a decision maker. They're just wanting to scale. They want more money. What is their success metric is making more money, right? Layer 2 is how they feel. What are their emotional drivers, right? Like I want to get deep and dirty with it, right? Understanding very, very deep about what's going to motivate them. And so when you give this to AI, you can imagine how powerful it's going to be when you're creating specific pieces of content of knowing what the ICP or your user is thinking. So you could speak directly to them. And you don't have to get all this fluff that if you were just to prompt AI with a basic script or a basic prompt, it's just going to like not know who they're speaking to. So this documentation I think is probably one of the most important ones to have. Absolutely.
Okay.
And then lastly is like your company, your strategy, your beliefs, your positioning, right? Who do you serve? Your mission. This is more of a more broad one. You can actually wrap this in with the other one as well. And so this is a couple of the many documentation that you're going to probably want in order to build this out, right? There might be more on here that I'm not mentioning for your niche, right? Maybe you're in a complex niche that have terminologies you want to be using, right? Maybe you want to add a document of all the terms of your user, what words they use, right? So you have to use what I'm showing you, these frameworks, to be able to make it best for your business, okay? And so once you have collected all the documentation, you're going to save it in a Google Drive, however you want to store it, and then you're ready to actually start building the system.
Okay, cool. So what is the next step? What do we have to do next?
Okay, so once you finish your documentation and you have everything lined up, then you're going to be able to take it to Poppy AI. So if you don't have a Poppy AI subscription, again, you can use my affiliate code for a discount, or you can use Manus, which Manus AI is a little bit more, it works. It's really, really good for its source, but I think if you're using content, you're going to want to use Poppy AI, and you're going to see why in a second, because it is absolutely nasty. It's going to be probably, in my opinion, my favorite AI tool I have ever put my hands on or seen. It has literally is the reason why we've been able to work so fast, and I've been able to have other team members in my company use it for me. So I can take my hands off the content creation. I can take my hands off everything because now they have my brain. They have my company brain. So this is the most perfect way to delegate. In my opinion, yes, I think Poppy AI is definitely worth the investment. You should use it. So we'll go over to how to build the board for you using the documentation. And then on the third step, we'll see exactly what the results it's going to give, and you guys are going to freaking love it. It's super sick.
Amazing. All right. Well, this is the wrap of this first video for you guys, right? Make sure that you're subscribed to Growth Lab Sessions. Make sure that you spend the time actually going through the document that Gabe put for us in the description. That's going to be all of the ingredients that you need to put in order for us to start cooking in the next videos. That's going to show you the practical steps of how you can create awesome content from all of this AI intelligence and amazing offers, because you know that offers is what's going to help you sell so many of your services, you know, via outbound, via code ads. And so we're going to get that for you next few weeks. See you guys shortly.